Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ken, also known as the Pop Air. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this palette by Barry M. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button down below. I basically do a lot of makeup related videos and I also vlog about my personal life. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so this is a limited edition palette. This is the Champagne and Dreams. It's basically a bronzer, highlighter and eyeshadow palette. Okay, so this is what the palette looks like. So as the name implies, bronzer, highlighter and eyeshadows. Now, I predominantly use this palette as an eyeshadow palette. I don't use any of these on my face really. I find that the bronzer is, let's do that here. I don't know if you guys can even see that. So that's what it looks like. As you guys can see, it's a little bit orange. If it were maybe 2 or 3 shades darker, I could possibly use it as a bronzer. But on my eyes, I love using this as a transition color. I think it's just the perfect tone for a transition, so I have a use for it. Next, you've got 2 highlighter shades. Now, I basically use these more for... I mainly use both of them as an eyeshadow, like a all over lid color or like an inner corner highlight. So let's start with the top one, which is like a pinky tone one. Now, all these powders are a little bit powdery, so you have to just be wary with that. But like, look at that. That pigmentation is really good. And as a highlighter, actually I haven't used it as a face highlighter. Probably should. That looks pretty impressive. But as an eyeshadow, stunning. Okay, next is, it's not even like a champagne color. It's kind of like an olivey champagne color, I suppose. Oh, that's nice. Can you see that? Definitely get a nice bit of shine from both. Okay, now let's move on to the eyeshadows. Now, you only have 2 mattes and you have 2 shimmers. So you've got a brown color and you have a white color, then you've got a bronze color, and then you've got this sort of like plummy black type color. So let's start off first with the mattes. Now, I love using this eyeshadow palette as like my everyday, like to work. Now, as you guys can probably tell, it's not like, it doesn't blend very well with the fingers, but with brushes it works really well. Okay, so I basically use that brown shade to add depth and dimension to the eyes, so, you know, add a bit of crease work. That white color, I mainly use it just to set my eyeshadow base. I don't really like using it as like an actual eyeshadow. It's way too light for my complexion. And then the last 2 shades, so you guys can see that pigmentation is really good. I love that bronzy color. I love using it on the lid just like to add that nice bronzy tone. Super pretty. And honestly, it's got a tiny bit of rose gold vibe from it. Like, if you look closely, it's got a bit of a rose gold vibe, so I love that. This color, the darker color, is like a black with flecks of purple and shimmer. I like using that to add a little bit of smokiness to the look, so just, you know, on the outer V, if I'm going for like a really dramatic look for the night. But otherwise, I think it's a very versatile, neutral champagne palette. Okay, now let's move on to the review proper. Now, I have been using this palette for a good 3 weeks, 4 weeks now, I believe, and I've been loving it. I basically use this with an eyeshadow primer. Like I said earlier, I use Krylen's eyeshadow primer, and it works really well. The mattes blend really well. They're not super pigmented, but they're pigmented enough that they'll show up on your lids, and they blend well. Like, you know how like some cheap drugstore matte shadows, once you apply them and then you try and blend them out, they kind of look patchy, they're blotchy, they don't blend out evenly. Don't have that problem with this. Shimmers are really good. I really like that. I mean, they're really nice on the lids. I love to use a water like spray or setting spray. So I basically load the brush first and then spritz it and then put it on the lids, and it makes it all super foiled. I don't do that every single day because, let's be real, in the mornings I'm just like a zombie, so I'm just like, nah. But, you know, if I want a little bit more glam in my life for that day, I will spritz that, and it does work really well. In terms of longevity, I think because I use an eyeshadow primer, it makes it last really well. I haven't really worn this eyeshadow palette without an eyeshadow primer. It's just not what I would do normally. But by the end of the day, like when I come home in the evening, I do find that my eyeshadow is still pretty much intact. Like, it hasn't budged at all, no creasing or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. In terms of color selection, I think it's a really good selection of colors. I mean, obviously these are the only eyeshadows technically in this palette, but let's be real, you can use all of this on your eyes. If we're talking about the selection of the palette itself for the eyes, I think it's good. If we're talking about using it for the face, I think that bronzer is way too orange. It's way too warm. I don't even think anyone that's quite fair is going to be able to wear this without looking like an Oompa Loompa. And I'm quite tanned. And that looks pretty orange even on me. Highlighter shades I really like, though I feel that this lighter one up here does emphasize a little bit of the texture on the skin. Like it just looks like it clings to the texture like that. The bronzy one or the champagne-y one, not so much. But the eyeshadows, yeah, pretty good. I like it. I think the color selection is very versatile. You can definitely make like a neutral everyday to school, university, work type looks, and obviously you've got that darker color, so you can add a little bit of drama, so you can, you know, just pop a little bit in the outer V, and bam, you've got a smoky eye. You're ready to go out for the night. Yeah, I think it's a very versatile palette. It's quite affordable. The textures of the shadows obviously aren't going to be very, very buttery, but they're not chalky, so I'm pretty happy with the quality of the shadows. And now I finally understand why a lot of people in the UK rave about Barry M, because it's pretty good. If you guys live in Australia, I think Barry M is exclusive to Big W, and I don't think you can order makeup from Big W's website. I think their website's quite limited in that, so you'll probably have to go in store, unfortunately. But if you can, I know this is a limited edition, but if you can get your hands on this, definitely check it out. I think this is probably one of the first Barry M products I've ever tried, and I'm pretty impressed with the brand so far, so looking forward to trying out more from the brand. Overall, 2 thumbs up from me. And speaking of thumbs ups, don't forget to thumbs up the video if you guys enjoyed. Tell me down in the comment box down below, are you guys going to check out this palette, or have you checked out any other products from Barry M? I'd love to hear your product suggestions, because I do want to look more into the brand, because it's a relatively new brand here in Australia, so you know, I'd love to check out what they have that's, you know, super duper good. You can clearly tell that I'm tired. It's what, 11:30 in the evening, and I'm still filming, and I have to edit this video. Yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out these other videos if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and by the way, check out my social media links. They'll all be down in the description box down below. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!